Imagine fighting for your life for nearly 4 decades, only to be told you were guilty of a crime you didn't commit. This is the story of Carrie Max Cook. On June 6, 2016, Carrie Max Cook, a convicted murderer, walked into a Tyler courtroom, his eyes darting nervously around the room. Cook, dressed in black with his silver hair trimmed short, had fought for almost 40 years to prove his innocence. In 1978, Cook was found guilty of the gruesome murder of Linda Jo Edwards, a 22-year-old secretary from Tyler. The case was notorious, and Cook was labeled a monster, with prosecutors trying 4 times to send him to death row. Despite the odds, Cook always maintained his innocence, claiming he had no motive to kill Edwards. Over the years, his case attracted numerous sympathizers and advocates who re-examined the evidence and represented him in court. Cook became a symbol of the overreach of the Texas criminal justice system, gaining worldwide attention and support. His story was dramatized in a play and a movie, and he became an anti-death penalty hero with thousands of followers. Finally, Cook was granted a hearing to determine if his conviction should be thrown out. In the courtroom, Cook recognized many familiar faces, including his former lawyers and the prosecutor who had relentlessly tried to have him executed. Also present was Jim McCloskey, an investigator whose research pointed to another man, Edwards' boyfriend, as the real killer. That man, James Mayfield, was also in the courthouse, waiting to testify. Cook took a seat next to his lawyers, Gary Udashin and Nina Morrison, while the district attorney and his assistants sat across from them. At 9:30, Judge Jack Carter announced that the state had agreed to recommend that Cook's conviction be set aside. Cook was, for all practical purposes, exonerated. Udashin explained that the prosecution acknowledged Cook's due process rights had been violated by the state's use of false testimony. In return, the defense agreed to relinquish 6 of its 8 claims, including several alleging prosecutorial misconduct. The defense would still fight for Cook to be declared actually innocent, which would entitle him to compensation. Udashin praised the district attorney for his openness and assistance, a surprising turn given the long-standing battle. After the hearing, Cook hugged his lawyers and embraced his wife, Sandy Pressey, outside the courthouse. At a celebratory lunch, Cook seemed preoccupied, not quite present, despite the hard-earned victory. 2 days later, Cook wrote an email to his lawyers and journalists, expressing his inability to accept the praise for the district attorney. He fired his lawyers and posted a series of rants on Facebook, accusing them of collaborating with the enemy. Cook's actions baffled his supporters, who couldn't understand why he would sabotage his own exoneration. But Cook had his reasons, rooted in the deep scars left by his long struggle for justice. Linda Jo Edwards was a striking brunette who had moved to Tyler and was found brutally murdered in her apartment in 1977. The crime scene was horrific, and the police suspected the killer was someone Edwards knew. James Mayfield, Edwards' boyfriend, was initially a suspect but provided an alibi that the police accepted. Cook, a troubled young man with a criminal record, was arrested after his fingerprint was found on Edwards' patio door. Despite maintaining his innocence, Cook was convicted and sentenced to death, beginning a long and harrowing journey. Cook's story is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the relentless pursuit of justice. Never give up, never give in.